What you have in your hand is the exact step-by-step instructions on how to make my brisket.
Played by Annie Potts, Constance Tucker, more popularly known as Meemaw, is the maternal grandmother of boy genius Sheldon Cooper. While Meemaw serves as a fun-loving foil to Sheldon's strict parents, her party animal attitude typically never gets in the way of her being a good grandma. That said, it's also fair to say that the unpredictable Meemaw can sometimes be problematic. Today on Screen Rant, let's dive into the 3 worst things Meemaw has ever done. Meemaw's strained relationship with her son-in-law George has always been part and parcel of young Sheldon's comedy, but Meemaw went too far back in season 1. After refusing to give George her heirloom Texas beef brisket recipe, a family argument eventually forces Meemaw to give it up, but she instead gives George a fake recipe that sends him to New Orleans. George spends 14 hours for nothing, and gets so upset that he threatens to ban Meemaw from the house. Fearing that the issue could result in their parents' divorce, Sheldon recalls the recipe from when Meemaw told it to him when he was just 2 years old, and Sheldon ends up having to use this information to force George and Meemaw to make up. Indeed, although Meemaw is typically the funniest member of the family, her problematic personality emerges from time to time, which brings us to our next point.
I'm sure you'll like me once you get to know me.
Well, you better hope so.
While Sheldon's mom, Mary, sought to instill proper manners in each of her kids, the rebellious Meemaw ensured that her grandkids had street smarts. However, this wasn't the same Meemaw who first appeared in The Big Bang Theory Season 9. From being a fun, unapologetic rebel in Young Sheldon, Meemaw somehow transformed into a sterner, older version of her daughter in The Big Bang Theory. Young Sheldon ended without explaining how Meemaw undergoes this change, which essentially ruins the character. That said, this still isn't the worst thing that Meemaw has ever done.
That's the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
In Young Sheldon Season 5, the illegal casino where Meemaw gambles her time away closes, so she decides to buy it herself. What's even worse is that she actually employs her grandson Georgie to keep the place running. Later, both Georgie and his dad George lie to Mary about the existence of the gambling room, even though it's eventually found out. Because this is Young Sheldon, nothing really bad happens, and sheer luck allows Meemaw to get away even after she's busted by the cops. Not only did Meemaw involve her entire family in illegal gambling, she also got away with it without so much as a slap on the wrist. Do you remember any other problematic things Meemaw has pulled off in Young Sheldon? Thanks for watching Screen Rant, and stay tuned for more TV news.